All right, cool. All right, we're gonna get started. Can the Zoom people give me a thumbs up if you guys can hear me? We're coming in loud and clear. You're feeling all good? All right, here we'll even. So hello everyone on Zoom. We have a pretty big crowd on Zoom. We've got there are gallery, and I can't hide the non-participants. But anyway, big crowd. There's 40 people there. Okay, cool. So we wanted to get started with a little interactive thing. And this is, again, also how I know you're here.
Yeah, so please participate.
So please take out your phone. And I think, are you guys on the Zoom seeing my screen? Probably not. Let me do that real quick. All right. So on the Zoom there, sorry, let's close this out. Sorry, 1 second. Okay, close that. Open this. So go ahead to ahaslides.com/kkbm, and that is going to get your name, and that's how I know that you were here. Please, it's helpful if everybody does it, because then I have to reconcile it, and it's a big giant pain in the butt. Okay, here we go. Full screen. There we go. Yay! All right. And so KKBM. Okay, so we're going to do a fun little thing to start here. Has everybody got the ahaslides.com/kkbm? We're good? Cool. Yay. Somebody can help Pat? Okay. Pat will do it too. Okay. Give it one more second. Okay. So we're going to start out because we have polled people and gotten the actual reason that you didn't get a Burning Man ticket if you didn't get a Burning Man ticket. Let's see what the wheel says. Oh, wait a minute. Here you. Actual reason. Because you're poor, apparently. That's why. Okay. Okay. How about something a little bit more interactive? We're going to start with which person bought tickets and didn't tell us?
I know you all love our attendance activities.
All right, Jesse, it was you. Where's Jesse? On the Zoom? Okay. Anyway, thank you for doing that. But anyway, so let's get started here with meeting number 4. Okay, so today we're going to cover a ticket update. Our ticket master is going to give that for us. We're going to talk a little bit about Build Week. And we're going to do most of our time on some team updates where all the teams tell you what they've been working on. Okay, so first up is Joseph Fan, Ticketmaster Extraordinaire.
Wow, just made it here like a minute ago. Thank you. All right, so I am here to answer all the questions you have. First, I'll answer your first question. This blazer is made of a towel. Really, it is actually made out of a towel. I love this animation. It's so good. Ray did this.
Not for you.
All right, here's where we're at. 278 interested campers for the 150 coveted camp spots. That's pretty self-explanatory. All right, didn't get a ticket. Now what? Panic. That's it. It's over. No. But don't panic. This is okay. We've done this many times before. This year is a little unlike all the other years. We've never had a shortage quite like this one, and that's okay. That's all right. It's going to be a little challenging this year. It's going to be a little different. We're not going to make any promises like we usually do, but in the end, the playa will kind of provide. Just remember that. But there's a few important dates you have to remember. Ray, should I be wearing? Oh, I'm already wearing this. I literally just got here a minute ago. Using my little scooter thing. Okay. First up, we are going to be releasing our tickets. Out of all the tickets we've gotten through both DGS and the main sale, this is how we are going to release them. First up, mission critical campers. What are mission critical campers? These are campers that are essential. These are campers that without these campers, camp cannot run. So the first 20% of our tickets are going to go to these mission critical campers. Second round, significant contributors. These are the people that are really contributing significantly. That's why they're called significant contributors. But seriously, to the camp. This is the biggest bulk. This is the bulk release of our tickets. These are people that we really need to be a part of the camp. Last up, we have our rolling contributors. These are the final batch. And I bet you're wondering why there aren't any numbers, because we don't have the exact numbers yet. But just know this is how we are planning to release our tickets. Okay, a few dates to keep in mind, a few programs to keep in mind. First up, they stopped calling it the low-income program because I don't know, it sounded really bad and politically incorrect. Yeah, classist, et cetera, and now it's called the Ticket Aid program. Funny story about this: when I was a broke college student, my sister printed out the form for me, wrote out a little essay, and sent it in, and I thought, no way, they are not going to give me a low-income ticket. And they gave me one. It didn't have to be eloquently written. I wasn't an artist. I wasn't like this LED costume artist yet. I had nothing but my hot shorts. And I got one. So you should try to get one if you haven't. But keep in mind, if you do get one of these tickets, you couldn't have participated in another sale. So keep that in mind. You got 5,000 tickets, $225 each. It's more than half off. Applications are still going on. They are going to keep going on until May 18th or sooner. Once they give out all the tickets, they make decisions. Once they give out a ticket, that's one less ticket available. Once they're at 0, applications are over, or May 18th. Next up, this STEP program. This is the Secure Exchange Ticket program. This is how Burning Man deals with the resale of face value tickets. One thing you don't want to do, you do not want to buy a ticket off of StubHub or eBay or Reddit, anything like that. So, and because those tickets could be counterfeit, they might be flagged. If they're selling for above face value, they could get canceled. So definitely sign up for the STEP program. April 20th through August 27th. There's a slight pause for the OMG sale. The OMG sale is going to be our last chance to get tickets. We are all going to participate. Everyone in this room is going to participate, unless you've already purchased your tickets. And even then, if you have another credit card or another burner account, you should still participate. And when one of us or 10 of us gets through, how many tickets are we going to buy? 2. Okay, 2 tickets. 2. So if you don't have the funds for 2 tickets, just please buy them. We will pay you back immediately. Ray will pay you back. Sorry, Ray. Ray will pay you back. Costume Cult. Someone will pay you back immediately. Seriously, do not get through the queue. It was so frustrating. It was so frustrating. Because we were all there. We were all on the little Zoom call, and some people actually got through and bought one. That's okay. That's okay. No. It's okay. That might be your new playa name. 1 ticket. All right. Also, another way to get a ticket, the Burner Express, potentially. This was a little known secret in the past. The Burner Express is the bus that kind of lets you skip the line. It goes from, I think, Reno. Is that right? Reno? Reno and San Francisco. Back in the day, those tickets were really controlled, as in you get on the bus and they hand you your ticket as you're leaving the bus, right? Something like that. But we are actually not too sure whether or not the Burner Express is going to be selling tickets this year. So Ray and Alyssa to confirm shortly. All right, the final way to do it, you got to hustle. Coffee is only for closers. All right. I mentioned earlier about eBay, Reddit, Facebook. Don't do it unless it's your best friend or like your childhood best friend, like Ray's Alyssa or my Julia. If it's your husband, your wife, can't go, buy it from them, and let me know. We'll take it off their hands. But only if they're really trusted people, because, again, you don't want to buy a counterfeit ticket. That would really suck to be at the gate and then for it to be a flag ticket.
Can I add something?
Yep.
Yeah, so just to add something to this, like, Burning Man is a big commitment for people to go. It is extremely, extremely common for people to prepare to go and then realize later on that they can't. Like, the most common thing, there's a ton, these particular tickets are one of the highest turnover tickets of any event. So the one thing we can not emphasize enough is to not underestimate the amount of turnover of tickets that happen the closer you get to the event. In fact, Joseph told me a story. What you were telling me a story earlier. In fact,
yeah. I mean, just statistically, with 70,000 people going, a few people. I hate to say this, a few people's like. Some people will die. They'll have to go to funerals. Some people will get married. And look, they might have They might have prepared for Burning Man already. So that means you got a bike too. You got a tent. You got an air mattress. Okay, 2012. I actually decided to go to Burning Man the week before. Don't do it. Bad idea. Bad idea. But it happened. I got a ticket the night I decided I was going to Burning Man. I got my ticket. I was able to sleep in my friends' tents. Et cetera, et cetera. Another year, that same year, I decided to volunteer at Gate. And I thought, all right, this is good. I volunteered Friday night of Burning Man at Gate. And I figured, no one's coming. No one's coming on Friday night at Gate. I greeted so many people. And I think the reason for this, what was that?
Sparkle Ponies.
Sparkle Ponies, yep. I greeted so many people coming in just for the weekend, and I figured, all right, I must have greeted, I want to say, 200 people, maybe 200 people, and that was along with the other greeters, so they must have greeted like 100 people or so, whatever. However many people were there, they got their tickets somehow. They probably got them in Reno from people that were just, oh no, my girlfriend couldn't go. It's too bad. I'll try to get like $200 for these tickets. Not saying that's going to happen, and that's what I mean about supply will provide. But so many people came that were not prepared. They didn't even have a tent. They were going to drive in, party for 3 days, and then roll out. So those people got tickets somehow. I assume they got them in San Francisco, Gerlach, Reno. So it can happen. It can happen last minute. So bringing me to my next point. What should you be doing from now until the burn? All right. So if you're not on our Slack channel, have you even been paying attention? Are you one of those people that bought one ticket? Join our Slack channel and our Facebook groups. If you're not on the Slack channel, really? Well, you're not a significant contributor. You're not even on the Slack channel. We have an entire calendar for you. It just integrates into your Google Calendar. So you'll know what's coming up, whether it is crafting or what we did this past weekend. We went to the storage locker in New Jersey, and we had a huge party. We mooped. We had snacks. We organized. We had Eloise, my puppy, was there. So that's what you should be doing. You should be participating.
And then crafted on Sunday.
There was crafting on Sunday. We have these amazing 3 parties coming up before Burning Man. You should be going to them. You should be participating. Second, get your camp supplies. You're gonna use them, whether it's for Burning Man, this Burning Man, or regional burns. So go ahead, start. Look, if finances are an issue, put price alerts for stuff. we have camp lists. We'll share them. Just ask any of us. We've really, really gotten our camp list down. So get them, steal them.
Can I add something just
Yeah.
about the camp supplies? Just one more thing about like the camp supplies. Regionals, all that stuff is great for regionals too. Regionals are amazing. We had a phenomenal time. I see a lot of like nodding heads there. We had a phenomenal time at Loveburn. Like really one of the most significant things that we've done all year. Maybe approaching like what we got out of Burning Man in terms of like the nature of the experience. I mean, I see a lot of nodding heads. All the stuff that you would get for this would be useful for that too. You are, like we said kind of in the first meeting, like this is Burning Man, as in like you are entering a world where this is just one event. And if you're treating this as just like one thing that I'm going to go to one time, then you're not really thinking about it right. This is the Mecca. This is that is like the pinnacle event, but there's so much more around it. And you need all of this stuff, the participation, the camping supplies. This is all sort of the cost of entry for everything that you want to do. So the thing is, even if the worst happens and you don't get the ticket, I don't know, here goes. Even if the worst happens and you don't get the ticket, this is not a wasted effort. All of this stuff will be useful to you. You will get value out of it.
Yeah. And if your electricity ever goes out, your headlamp, you're going to be so happy you got it. All right, so now's the time to go on Google Flights, set up those flight alerts. I think usually the closer you get, the more expensive it gets. They usually say to try to buy it on a Tuesday. If you have companion tickets, now's the time.
Are you getting a discount at the Sands? Like
Can you
we
repeat
have
the question?
years?
Discount at the Sands? I'm not sure. I've only done Grand Sierra.
Can you repeat the question for the people on
A lot of times the KK has gotten us a discount at the Sands.
Kostume Kult has gotten us discounts at the Sand in the past, at the Sands Hotel in the past.
Oh.
I'm not sure.
It has not been a priority of ours.
Yeah. we'll figure that out.
No, I'm just...
Yeah. Do not say the Nugget though. It's called the Nugget. I'm not having. Find me after. Okay. So if you are, how to plan like you're going, even if you don't have a ticket. Look, the Playa will provide. I'm not going to not say that. The Playa will provide. If you want to go, you're probably going to go. Like 99%. Probably. Most likely. So how to actually secure a ticket? Become mission critical. If you're mission critical and can't run without you, then we kind of have to give you one of those tickets.
Here, grab those. So one thing, one of the things that we want to emphasize is a level playing field for virgins and for experienced people. And this is just because we've heard this before from people who have been with Kostume Kult before or have. Oh, right, I don't have the microphone. Yeah, we've heard this before. This is for the Zoom people, by the way. We've heard this before from people who have been with Kostume Kult before. Well, look, I've put in plenty of hours, and like I've done so much stuff for Kostume Kult, and shouldn't that like entitle me to a ticket? And like, no, we're trying to make a level playing field where everybody's participation counts, whether this is your first year or your 15th year. And the idea about and the way that we need to do that, the way that we need to be true to that promise, is to say that this is to make things a level playing field. So for this, like when we say becoming mission critical, you don't need to have prior experience to become mission critical. You just need to put yourself in an important position for the camp. Now, look, not everybody can do that. You may not have time. You may not have bandwidth in your life, and that's fine. That will not preclude you from going to Burning Man. It will not preclude you from camping with Kostume Kult. Will not preclude us from being very appreciative of what you can bring to the community. But if you really want to secure that spot, if you feel like this is just your main mission in this year that you want to do that, this is the way you do it. So that's what I would say.
All right, and if you're not on the team, you should probably be on the team right now. And if you don't feel like you're mission critical, talk to your lead. See what you have to do to become mission critical, and if not, consider finding another team.
one quick additional point. So yes, the team leads have a lot of roles that need filling, but also it's a good opportunity for you to kind of come up with something innovative and new if you'd like also. So one of the things that we did at Loveburn, Jax is in Dominican Republic, and he came up with pop-up events. That was something that we've never done before. And he really made himself a mission-critical member of camp. It doesn't necessarily have to be a role that someone delegates to you. If you have a great idea, if you have something that you feel very strongly about, please speak up. That's why we have a Slack channel to brainstorm, to engage. So it's not just sit around and wait for someone to give you direction. Take the initiative. That's what makes this really special. Like, think about ideas and we can all discuss them together. So definitely don't just wait around for someone to give you a job.
Yes, like, for example, Eloise necklaces. If you take the lead on Eloise necklaces, the how can I help attitude, what that means is we've found that usually people that ask how can I help all the time are probably going to also do that, on Playa. And we really appreciate that.
I got you.
Thank you. So, finally, what I'll just say is we can only allocate our tickets based on what we know about you right now. We don't know what you're going to do at Burning Man. Potentially, you might show up at Burning Man and say, bye guys, I'm going to go party, and not show up for a single shift. Don't do that. But you might do that, and we don't know. What we do know is we know that if you show up to DMOOP on a Saturday and hang out with all these awesome people, you're probably a very awesome person, and we want you. So last thing I'll say is we need people to build, and we need people to break down. We pretty much expect everyone to build and everyone to break down. Don't be that one person that doesn't do it. And like Ray said, you don't if you can't do it, if you actually absolutely can't do it, you should probably be really, really mission critical. Anything else?
Sounds great. All right.
Thank you, Joseph.
Thanks, Joseph.
Thank you, Joseph.
Tickets are a hard job, especially this year. Again, the only thing I'll close out in saying is we're keeping our ear to the ground to try to find ticket sources, figure out what other camp leads are saying, figure out just like what is the general tenor of things. In a normal year, we would be standing up and telling you unequivocally, if you want to go to Burning Man, you will go to Burning Man. We wouldn't hesitate to tell you that. If you plan like you're going to go, you're going to go. This year, we're hearing things that are a little bit different. We're hearing from leaders of other camps that they're a bit worried that not everybody who wants to go can go. I don't necessarily want you to focus on that, though. Focus on the fact that this is a community. Focus on trying to get tickets, because we will get more tickets from you trying to get tickets from now till the event than we got during the main sale. And that is a fact. Just with the way that tickets always go, the way that this event happens. So don't necessarily we just don't want you to be discouraged or to say, because I didn't get one, I'm not going to go. That's utterly not true. And quite frankly, if Burning Man throws adversity at you and you have to deal with it, and that's why we do this. Anything else you want to say? Okay, cool. All right, so it's Build Week. So for those of you who are thinking about going either because or thinking about going for sure or booking your travel, you're thinking about when should I go? Well, here are the numbers that we got back. I don't know why this is doing that. Here are the numbers that we got back. Can I switch with you? Mm-hmm. That we got back from the interested camper forums. So serial contributors are basically people who who tend to volunteer for a lot of Kostume Kult stuff. It's about, I think this is about 30% of all the interested campers, actually. Then you've got, about 50 of those people. It's about 50, 100 virgins, 100 experience, and it's changed a little bit because of new applicants. But that's about what the breakdown is. 43% of the serial contributors were saying that they want to arrive on Monday. And what I find really interesting is that you see the exact opposite for virgins, where you have 43% who are saying that they will not arrive, or the 41% not arrive early. And you have that same sort of spike here in some of the experienced. So it kind of raises the question, well, what do the experienced people and the serial contributors know? Like, why are they thinking about this so differently than the virgins are? Because that is statistically an enormous gap. So let's tell you about why. What is Build Week? Build Week is, so again, before we get into Build Week, people go or get access to Burning Man on Monday, Wednesday, or Friday, the week before the Burn Week.
It's the best part of Burning Man.
So
Well, okay, so actually, here, come up here a second. Tell me why you think it's the best part of Burning Man.
I mean, it's amazing. My first year, I got there on a Wednesday. It was extremely overwhelming. I get there, every fucking thing is happening already. It was very, very overwhelming. The second time I went, I got there on Friday. It was awesome. There's nothing there. And you see all the city just coming out of nowhere. It's fucking awesome. And then you feel like you're building the city, not spectating. It's fucking amazing.
Cool. Thanks, Davi.
I have a perfect analysis for this.
Yep, you want to say something?
Yeah, perfect analogy for this, okay? Okay, so going to Burning Man when gates open, or any like Saturday, Sunday, whenever it's, what's this?
It's just a little microphone.
It's like showing up to the bar like 12:30, and like everyone's wasted, right? They've been football all day, and you're gonna have a good time. You're open till 4. But if you were there like 11 and you got drunk at the bar, you're having a lot more fun than if you showed up kind of like sober and everyone's having a good time. Yeah, it really is different. And when the gates open, when you're there, you're kind of like, oh, gates are open? Cool. Like, you don't even realize they're open, and you notice more people, but like, not even really. You're just like, you've been there and you're part of it. I can't emphasize. I mean, I was my first year, I didn't have a ticket. I was a virgin, and I was shocked they would let me come on Monday of Build Week. I got there a couple hours after Kimmy and Issa did. I was like, I'm calling shenanigans, nobody dies. And I was there for the whole thing, and it was the best thing. And then I did full week to build, full week to build, full week to decompress. I never have to do it that long again. But it was, I couldn't recommend it more. If you've not been, if you're not going for build or any part of the build, you're kind of, you don't feel like you contributed, and it's not going to feel the same. Don't show up to the gates.
Huge opportunity.
You can use power tools with no
Get
prior
Get drunk with us. Get drunk with the bar. Have a better time. Don't show up to the bar when everyone's having fun. You're trying to get into it, but you really can't. It's not the same. Big
If you're
difference.
in your vacation days for something else, Build is better.
Yeah. It's true, right?
Okay, so thank you so much. We did not plan that, by the way. Just people are very passionate about this topic because really it is not expected that this would be as good, that going to Build Week enhances the time that you have so much that it really is something that people do over and over and over again.
Yeah, so if you're a new camper, virgin burner, sometimes like the idea of going for build and building such a large infrastructure can feel very intimidating, right? You have no construction experience potentially. You may not have any idea how to build anything. So the idea may feel intimidating, but the reality is it's actually such a joy and privilege because you learn how to do all of these things. You get a chance to connect with your fellow campers, and you have time to acclimate to the community, right? When you arrive, like David was saying, the sense of urgency around what's going on the playa is so great. There's activity that is going all day, all night. The music is playing, things are going on, and you get off the Burner Express and you just want to like sprint and see all the things and do all the things. When you get there for early arrival, you have an opportunity to really acclimate into the camp, to get yourself settled, to really like understand, get the lay of the land. It is not, I promise you, it is not as intimidating as you may think. It's actually a joy. Every single day, campers eat dinner together, breakfast, lunch, and dinner together. We create our camp, we create our community.
You hang with the other crews.
Yeah, and you find your people, and those are going to be your people for the rest of the experience. And a lot of our Love Burn campers who came early for build, I think can also vouch for that. And they really developed a very tight community from day one.
London, you want to say something?
Yeah, really quickly. So I went to Love Burn with you guys, and I did not go early, and I have to say that I regretted it. I looked on social media, and I got major FOMO from everybody that was there for build, watching them build, and saw the connections that they were making. I still had a great time, but I was really mad at myself that I didn't go, and it was like, I can't get out of work, but I probably could have if I really wanted to, you know? It's like, you just tell your boss I can't. So if I get to go, I definitely want to be there for Build Week.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So I would say that we would kind of summarize. We try to we talked about this a lot, and we tried to like summarize this into kind of the main points. The first point is early arrival is a privilege afforded to you because you were a part of a big camp. There are lots of benefits to being a part of a big camp. Placement, much easier to get tickets because we have an established relationship with the org. All the things we said in previous meetings. Early arrival means that they expect us to bring art, to bring something, and they give us this early access ability. One of the things that's really tactical about this is that rather than waiting in line for 12 hours, you pretty much go right in. You show up, and there's only the other early access people there, and you get in very quickly.
So for anyone who doesn't know about the entry line of Burning Man, it's possible that you can be waiting in that line for an hour or 12 hours, or I believe it was 2017 when there was a giant rainstorm. People were stuck in that line for over 24 hours. That's not common, but if you go for early arrival, that is not a thing. You come in, you don't have to wait in line, you get there, it's not stressful. You arrive and you just get started.
Also, you have to be part of the camp to get early arrival.
Yes.
You just show up.
Yes.
No, you can't just show up.
Yeah, so that's something that we...
Did you want to say something, Jimmy?
Yeah, how many work access passes have you had in the past?
How many work access passes in the past? What were the numbers?
I actually don't have the number for that. I think that they're pretty flexible because of the size of our camp, but generally in the past... Jim, do you know that answer?
They got more flexible because I think the rules got loosened with how many people could be on the playa early, and they just want the stuff built and like partying and all the things to start by Sunday. So.
Okay, so I'll repeat that for the people on the Zoom. They got looser. They used to be tighter with them. They got looser because they just wanted stuff built. So one of the conditions of this is that you can't be going out and partying. Now that doesn't mean that after your work day you can't go out and like see things that are getting built. And quite frankly, that's one of the best parts. But it just means that like you can't treat it like a burn day where like people are like setting up big events and like just using it as a way to kind of like have another burn day. It is for people who are building the camps. And I don't know what the numbers we get are, but I don't anticipate that we're not going to get enough.
If our camp is near enough, you can also get an early access pass through greeting, gate, rangers, etc.
Okay, you can get an early access pass through doing another job for the Burning Man org. Okay, got it. That's a good call out. But not for these people because we're...
like people builders and
all right.
get like 30 or whatever.
Yeah, so one of the things too that I really love is seeing the city rise from the dust. So what is that? That means that like... it's very recent memory here, but like Love Burn, we got there. We were like one of the first people there. The literal only thing that was built was Skybar at the time. But like it was literally just a completely empty field, and we watched it form out of nothing. And it is exciting. It is moving experience to watch that happen. To watch a city go from literal dust to an entire city of 80,000 people with all these incredible structures. And it's just a marvel to see that. And then while that's happening, you may be going around after you're sort of like on your break or like when you're after your day is done, and just kind of meeting the other artists and talking to them. I know, David, you said that you had an experience meeting some artists at Love Burn. Actually, do you want to share?
I think during the whole, one of the coolest parts about the whole Burns in general is that, you go to an art museum, like, you don't talk to the person who made the stuff. Like, you go to a burn, you see something amazing, and the dude who built it, or gal, or whoever, is literally standing right there, and you can ask him all the questions you want. And that's one of the best parts about this build week is everyone's there next to their thing, building it. So it's the easiest time to go talk to people and share ideas and get inspired for, what things you want to build next.
Yeah, and additionally to that, like the idea of, if this is something that you're coming into because you really love the arts, you really love to build, you love to see things like come to life. You get to meet the makers, like David said. Like these are the people that have been dedicating months and years of their lives to building projects that they want to share with you and share with the community. And they're so deeply passionate about it. And so like having the opportunity to speak to them in a way that doesn't feel rushed because it's not it's not burn week and they're not rushing around themselves. To have this exposure to in a non-urgent environment is really wonderful. And, you know, like I was saying before, I think the most significant thing for me personally and why I love Build Week so much is because you get to really, like, collect your tribe before the event starts. And so, like, you know, people are collaborating during Build Week the entire time. You're building the kitchen together. You're building the shade structure together. You're putting together center shade. You're doing, like, all of these infrastructure projects for camp. And, you know, you work closely with people, some that you may know and some you may not know. And when you work closely with someone for several days, it's almost like automatic bonding time. And that way, when the event starts, you have your people sort of built in. You have people that you can rely on, that you can go to, that you can ask questions to, that you can say, hey, do you want to go with me on, like, a wellness crawl? Do you want to go with me art car hopping? Like, you have people built in. And it really takes a lot of the edge off. Ray and I actually were on a call yesterday with a friend of ours who Love Burn was his first burn. And he's very introverted. And we asked him, you know, how did it feel coming early for Build? Did it feel a lot more approachable, like, or you know, what did it feel like to you? And he said it felt a lot more approachable because it wasn't so overwhelming or intimidating to sort of, like, find his place. And so the idea of, like, Build being intimidating actually, I think, is the opposite of what's actually the case. It's actually a very approachable way to enter the community, in my experience.
Yep. Okay, then other things. Oh yeah, this was just like what the build of, like, a pod structure looks like, just to understand, like, what do we do during the day. This is like putting up a pod structure, for example. So you can see they're setting up all the support bars, and they're going to sort of raise it up, and then we're going to cover it with tarp material and the sides. So when you saw those overhead shots of our kind of compound-looking camp, the shade structure that protects you from wind and sun and dust, obviously, then this is how it gets put up.
And also, just really quickly, seeing this video, sometimes all we need are just literally a pair of hands, right? To put up a pod takes a lot of hands, as you can see. So even if you are afraid of not having a specific skill set, sometimes just holding something is enough. The pods cannot get put together unless we have enough people to really do it. And so literally your presence is enough.
Yep. So again, just for a reminder, like, when is it? It is the week before the burn week, the 22nd through the 27th, officially 28th, kind of. Monday, Wednesday, Friday build.
And just to quickly speak about travel, because I know that's a lot of on people's minds. Generally, when you decide the day that you want to arrive, so say you want to arrive for Monday build or Wednesday build, you generally want to give yourself a day before that to do sort of, like, you know, shopping in Reno if you need supplies or food or snacks or anything like that. You want to make sure to not rush yourself. So, Brandon, do you have something to say about that?
We usually pick everything up.
I've done 5 builds, so we usually pick everything up the Saturday and Sunday before. So if you can actually be out there Friday or Saturday, that's very helpful, because then you can help us load up, get things from Home Depot, pick up stuff like that, and then you can also pick up your stuff at the same time. So it helps in that way.
Thank you. Yeah, it feels much better to not be rushed in that way. And if you are at all able to, I know it is difficult sometimes to get that time, but it is very nice to fly in, give yourself a day to get all of the supplies that you need, and then make your way out to Playa. And also, FYI, if you are like, hey, how do I get to the Playa from Reno? We collectively sort of carpool and work those things out, so don't worry about that.
Okay. All right, so that's all we're going to... The only... actually, the last thing I will say on build is I don't think we're going to have a problem getting enough people to do our build this year. We're telling you this not because we are begging for you to go to build. We're telling you this because we want your experience to be the best possible. You are going to Burning Man. You are going to one of the most incredible, outstanding, amazing things that you're ever going to do in your entire life. Don't sell yourself short. Don't think that the experience is just what you expect, which is the days that the event happens. People who know go early for a reason. They get more of that their experience. It's an amplifier. We're telling you this because we want you to build that community. We want our camp to be just everybody in our camp to be happy and to get something meaningful out of it. So that's why we're spending so much time on this. So anyway, that's our pitch. Okay. I will also just plug one thing that I do need you to do, which is we sent out that email that had the camper profile. It's like update us on your ticket status. One of the things we asked there is, do you have a ticket? Do you need a ticket? Another thing is, what day are you arriving? That is a live form. You can update that and change your information as it changes, as you learn more, book your flights, do things like that. The reason why it's really good if you do this is because, for example, let's say if I know you need a ticket, then if I get a ticket, I know who to go to. If I don't know that you need a ticket, then you're not on my radar and I won't reach out to you. The reverse is true, where if you have a ticket and that could be useful to another camper, we really need you to tell us. So I would just make sure, please, you update that form if you have not already done it. It is also on the resource website that is linked at the bottom of every email that we send out.
And we can also, I will post it to the Slack. I'm sure people are worried about the link. I will post it later.
All right, time for a hornball update. All right.
Oh my God! So
let me give you a little mic here.
So yeah, I love this event. Hornball 18, and it really is one of the most tremendous events in the history of New York because of the creativity and the crazy. And really, the way Costume Kult is growing right now and the way the team has been executing, special kudos to Gene and Tanya and everybody who's been coming out, because it really is a sight to behold, and this is going to be wonderful. So that's coming. We've sold 350 tickets. It's a relatively small venue for us, so 600. So that sucker's going to sell out. Maybe there's going to be tickets at the door. If you're putting in significant volunteer time, I think we can pad that 600 numbers with volunteers. Yeah, I'm usually the guy who asks for forgiveness, not permission. So, and I'm not sure what the roles are. David is on top of what we need. Special shout out, we're now thinking about the variety show. So a tradition of Hornball is to be maybe a little bit more theatrical. So between like 11 or maybe 10:45 and 11:30, MC Christopher and anybody who wants to do something completely stupid on stage, or maybe even slightly talented on stage, you can just know that there'll be. We've called it the Grong Show, GWORNG, like gong but wrong. So just think, if you, I don't know if we have a gong, maybe we'll have one, I don't know. Anybody have a gong? We need a gong. So that's something that's still a work in progress. Working with Kurt over here to pull a whole bunch of video together of satanic/pagan snippets. So anybody that likes YouTube or really understands what the hell we're doing with this, we need help just going online and getting the exact YouTube link and the exact timestamp to get it over to Kurt so we can have a really beautiful video going on behind the main stage. And a special shout out to Breakdown people. So there will be an after party. Part of getting in free to the after party is helping shove everything in the truck. And a special shout out to anybody, and it's probably not somebody in this room or even in Costume Kult, but we are now considering sort of a paid gig for a breakdown lead type or a truck driver type. This always burns out people, and in the past we have had a family member, one of those crazy people wakes up mad early, and just somebody that would like this would show up around 4, and it's always a mess when we shove everything in the truck, and storage is a mess when so we are definitely looking to invest in a breakdown team. But if you're still there, one room will close at 4, start moving things into the truck, and at 5 we move things into the truck very quickly because there's an after party to go to, and if you are on that, you'll get a comp to the after party. So very quickly, that'll be awesome. I'm just going to lightning round the 2 other things that are coming shortly after that. So you may have seen my post on BMNYC today. I'm consulting with the Robot Heart Foundation, and they have a fucking crazy party the next weekend, like all weekend in the Woolman Rink. They're going to have the Robot Heart bus driving in there, and tickets are expensive, but two things are going to happen. One is they want us to produce some sort of body painting hairstylist situation. So those are comps. And for a lot of these things, you can have a tip jar if you're a body painter. And I suggest we have our own picnic right by there, because it's Woolman Rink. Like, you can see everything in the Woolman Rink, like, from all around it. And that bus ain't quiet. So, so that's the weekend just after that. And then 4 weeks after this is Black and Light Ball. And that's in a 1,200 person venue. And word from Gene is we're going to be partnering with PEX and Junction. And we're going to do a quickie walkthrough. This isn't the full 20 costume cultures go there situation, or maybe it is, ask Gene. So if you're into light art and psychedelia, it's going to be some sort of UFO conspiracy theme. Just know all of this is coming, and it's, you know, the playa is at the end of the rainbow, but man, it's a great rainbow. So yes, thank you.
And just to quickly plug something for Blacklight Ball, because Jean can't be here today. I know that having just a few weeks in between each event is quite stressful, and so for Blacklight Ball, we would really appreciate everyone sort of really engaging with invitations to the party and just letting people know, spreading the word. It's going to be a huge event, a bunch of great collectives working together. We're really excited.
Yeah. So last point on that, remember, just in case you missed it last time, it is a fundraiser for camp, which allows us to make your camp keep your camp dues low. So everything that we make in there goes right back, like literally right back into our camp funds to keep the dues low. So it's obviously the way that you can help is to go to help with throwing the party and invite your friends. And honestly, like, apart from inviting your friends, being able to get the revenue and for defraying the camp dues, you're also going to bring them to a really awesome party. It's really, the parties are super fun. Your friends will not have a bad time.
If your friends don't understand your lifestyle, it's a great way to...
If your friends what?
Don't understand your lifestyle.
Don't understand your lifestyle. Yes, you can show them your lifestyle. Yes.
So just one more quick thing about our parties. So participatory partying, if you've never been to one of our parties, it is just like going to a burn, right? So the entire party is made out of every single person's creativity who wants to participate in the party. No one is being paid to produce this party. This is the brainchild of all of the creatives. There's going to be lots of weird experiential activities. If you have an idea for an experiential activity, we welcome it. It is all about your active participation and engagement. So you are not just simply going and dancing in a loud room with a bunch of other people. You are going and experiencing some weird shit with weird people, and it's really such a delight.
Okay. Now team updates. So most of what gets done to put this camp together happens in the teams. Doesn't happen between me and Alyssa. It seems like it does. It doesn't. It happens in the teams. We are here, I don't understand this. We are here to enable the teams. So we're going to go through quick updates on each of what the teams are working on. And if you're not on one of these teams, you should get on one if you want to burn with us.
Hey everybody, Justin, welcome to my OnlyFans. Only plans for DPW. We are getting ready to get our stuff together for DPW and infrastructure. We're breaking out this area into 3 sections. So we've got our electrical team, which is going to do lights and sound and power grid. We've got our water team, which is going to be covering, we're going to build new showers, thinking out of metal. So if anyone has welding skills, that would be great to know about. And also we're trying to work on a new evap system. Tanya loves this idea of a windmill-based system, which I actually really love too, but that's going to start down this pathway. If you're interested in that, please let us know. And then we have the main structure. So shade will have some overlap with frontage, and looking at the kitchen and those sorts of things. Lastly, we're going to have another role that we're going to have to figure out, which is going to be like a quartermaster, someone who's very into organizing and making sure that electrical cables and tools and all these things are in place where they need to be, and if they're signed out by someone, that we get them back. If you have lighting experience or sound experience, please raise your hand and let us know. Those are going to be big pieces that we're going to also need. Basically, in this week, we're going to be putting up like job recs on in Slack to say where we're still needing people to step up and be leads. Big thing for DPW infrastructure is you're going to have to be there for build week, obviously, because that's going to be when we're primarily getting our stuff done. I can't believe it's getting so close. I can't believe we're so deep into planning already. I'm so excited. I'm on Slack. Justin Alexander, I think, is my Slack name. Super excited to be working with all of you. Anyone who wants to step up, reach out to me directly. And I can't wait to burn and be home with you all. And so excited. We'll talk soon. Bye, guys.
All right, I will figure this out for the next video, but go ahead. All right, so Brendan, I think, right? We're going to talk.
So if any of that sounded interesting and something you would enjoy doing, DPW is for you. And we have the Slack channel, DPW number 2 infrastructure. Also, you can introduce yourself to myself, Justin, Max, or Veronica. We're usually always around. And then it's basically about figuring out which project.
It keeps doing that. I don't know why. What? The video.
Which project of these lists would interest you most? But you'll probably have a hand in all of them because it's not just one project. We all, as we're building, build as much as we can and move to different projects as needed. So that should cover it.
The video one? Is that on for you? That's strange. Okay, we lost the video for the people.
Hang on 1 second, online people. We're trying to fix technical difficulty. 2 minutes. 2 minutes.
Not even 2 minutes. Did the thing come out? Yay! All right. Sorry. Okay. Acculturation. Where? Kitty. Okay, here. I want to just give you.
Hi. So we are Acculturation, and what's our mission? To have a good time.
Fuck yeah!
Actually, our mission is for everyone to have a good time. The way I want to think about it, all of these people are preparing gift for the player. Acculturation is preparing gift for these people, for everybody else. We are thinking how for all of us to bond, to make friends, to make family, how to build a home base on Playa, so that you go to Playa with 150 friends, and then anywhere you go party, you run into your friends, into your homies, which makes the whole experience so much better. And if some problems happen, you cannot set up your tent. You are bleeding for some reason, which happens. I don't know why I said it. I broke my foot on Playa for my first year, so everything happens. But these are going to be your homies, which will make the whole experience so much better. So, Acculturation, please join our team if you have something like this in mind, that you want to make people around you a little bit happier, or you could just stop by and pitch in a project, or even if you're involved with some other team, you can always help out with Acculturation. We already brainstormed some ideas. These are the things I want you to get excited about. We are planning a bunch of things before Playa, such as BM Culture Bootcamp. We're going to have a book club, which Alyssa is going to talk about.
I'll talk about that right after.
Yes. We're going to have a talk about 10 principles of Burning Man, the rules of engagement at Burning Man, everything that will make you more familiar with what you are signing up for. Also, we're going to have a talk about packing guide, when to pack, how to pack, and things like this. We are planning multiple workshops. We're going to have a horn making workshop before the horn ball. We're going to give all the details very, very soon, but just be prepared. Don't craft your horns yet. We're going to have a workshop for it. We are also planning a workshop on LED wearables, which I'm going to talk right after this. And also, if you have some skill or anything, cool idea what we could all craft and you could teach us how to do it, please reach out and we'll make a workshop out of it. We as a team will help you make it happen. Okay. We're also planning some happy hours, time to bond with people outside of these meetings, outside of the crafting sessions. And then even in Playa, we are planning a couple of things, such as wellness program. We're thinking of spa crawl. We're thinking of self-care guide, which is something people often forget at Burning Man because all the craziness is happening. And also we're thinking of like vibe setting events, maybe during the build, maybe during the event itself, such as camp dinners or like burner-led tours, art tours, crawls, art car hopping, which is my favorite. We have some ideas. And if you feel like you have similar ideas and you want to contribute, please say hi to me on Slack. We have a channel, me or Jean Gurevich, not Jean Harrison, but also a cool dude. Reach out to both of us and share your ideas. And we'll make this happen. This is one event which I want you all to get excited. We're going to create some LED wearables. This is the project led by David, Joseph, and Kendra. Haven't met her personally, I don't know yet. We are posting the flyer everywhere, and I just want to say that it's essential at the burn to wear something bright, something with the lights, because it's dark there. Nobody can see you. People can run into you with their bicycles, and you want to have some LEDs on you. And besides, it looks really cool. So this is your time when people will teach you how to make something cool out of LEDs, and therefore plan to attend. Okay, and now, Alyssa, please tell us about the book club.
Okay, so something I'm super excited about, and this is something that, I don't know, some of you may know this, but I love bringing virgins to Burning Man. And I've probably brought over 50 over the years. And I also always ask them to read this book, if at all possible. And the book is called The Scene That Became Cities. It is written by Caveat Magister Benjamin Wachs, who is a longtime contributor to the Burning Man Journal and also a part of the Philosophical Center of the org. And this is his first book. And basically it is just a wonderful sort of like all-encompassing look at the community and culture that you are about to immerse yourself into. This is much more than just an event, like we were saying. This is really like a philosophy, like a philosophical mindset, a counterculture, and there's so many layers to it that are really fascinating. So if you're more of a book club type person and you're more into philosophical discussion, maybe that's like really your thing, and that's really something that you feel excited about. I also feel very excited about that, and I'm really interested in leading a discussion about this. Currently we have about 25 members of camp that are signed up for the book club. So if anyone is interested, I encourage you to get a copy. It's also on Audible or audiobook if you would like to do that. And we currently have a date of May 2nd for our discussion on Zoom. So anyone, anywhere can feel free to join. I'll come up with some discussion questions. I'd love to hear your feedback. We also have a channel on the Slack. So as you're reading, if you see anything that kind of catches your eye or is engaging, please, talk about it in the Slack, and we'll have constant engagement about the book up until May 2nd. So I really hope that anyone who is interested or just curious about what exactly you're doing, take a look at the book. I can't recommend it highly enough.
Hi everybody, this is Thiago, your KK International Liaison from Recife, Brazil. I'm here to announce that the international community is drafting a program and a marketing strategy to promote all fundraisers and events from New York. That means that besides just commenting, liking, and sharing, we need to target all posts from the community so that we can increase the engagement in social media and visibility of the event so that we can have more attendees as well. Everybody's going to participate. I'm going to be posting that in Slack so that everybody can have access to the idea and bring as well any expertise you have in promoting events online or social media itself. The other thing I would like to ask you all is this. As an international community, there is a lot of limited ways to participate before the burn. So if you have any lists or any research ideas or any database that you would like to create, please let us know so that we can collect all of the amazing, talented people that we have across the globe to try to accomplish this task to our earliest convenience. So let us know, communicate, let me know if you need any help so that we can creatively make our participation even more active within the community. I love you all. I wish I was there. So sending you all my love and mwah. See you soon. Ciao, ciao.
We love you, Tiago.
There we go. Yes. All right. I think that worked. Are the Zoom people going to tell us, did you... Oh, wait. I can't see them. All right, whatever. Too much technology. All right. No more of you. Okay, there we go. All right, costume team. Scott.
Hello, everybody.
Look at that chest hair.
I know. Julia's unable to attend tonight, but I wanted to share all the exciting things that the costume team has been up to the last couple of weeks. 2 weeks ago, we had our first costume crawl, which was amazing. We stopped by Abracadabra and my favorite thrift store, Reminiscence. This was a great way for us to share some costume inspirations with each other, some tips and tricks on putting costumes together. And Pat even received a demonstration on how to fluff up her wigs again. So that was very important. So it's a lot of fun. It's a great way to meet people and build a sense of community with each other. And speaking of community, we had such an incredible turnout on Saturday in a Jersey City parking lot with our first demooping session. We just had everybody show up, and we were able to attack all of the boxes. We had pallets and pallets of boxes of pallets and pallets of boxes in the costumes.
More. Yes.
Pallet to pallet.
Pallets and pallets and pallets.
Were there pallets?
There were lots of
How
pallets.
many pallets were there?
So many pallets. So we were able to get through all of these boxes, and the main idea was to take all the costumes out of the boxes, remove all the plastic packaging, all the tags, and then we resorted them out into different categories. And our wonderful, inventory mistress Denisa helped set up this wonderful system of assorting them into the yellow top bins that we're all familiar with, and labeling them really nicely. So we'll just be able to pick them out when, if we need to go into the storage for figment, or when we're on the playa for restocking costumes. It'll be much easier to find the bins that are labeled accessories, just so we're not picking out like 100 different foam Tetris pieces all at once. This is a great way to have an assortment of everything. And this was just the tip of the iceberg, because there are a plethora of more costumes in Pennsylvania, enough that we could probably, costume for years and years ahead. So right now we decided that we're going to put a pause on the costume acquisition part of the costume tent team, just until we get a better idea of what we have in storage in Pennsylvania. And then we'll be able to see, whether we want to, restart that effort up again. But this would also be a great opportunity for active members of the costume tent team to reach out to other team leads to see where you can assist, where you can offer guidance and help, take on other additional leadership roles, because we want you to all be engaged. We want you to all feel like you're contributing something, and this will also help you, be an active member of the team. So here are just a couple of dates that we just have set up. And of course, look, there's our lead fluffer over there, Eloise from Saturday. We have a couple of tentative dates that we have set up for some more upcoming events. We have another costume crawl set up for May 1st. We're going to work with the acculturation team to come up with a nice plan so everyone can come out to that. It'll be a lot of fun. We have a couple more demooping days. May 7th will be our next demooping day. There's a lot of influx over here, depending upon whether we need to have another demooping day if we don't have the costumes. But we'll provide more information on that. And then a couple more days in June, July, and in August, and then our final one, which will be container load. That's all hands on deck. It's a lot of fun. We're all there to load up our containers, send it off out west, and we'll do one final demooping over there. So it's a lot of fun. We had an incredible day. It was very resourceful. We had 20 people that show up, and that was really good. So thank you to everyone who showed up, and we'll see you again on the May 1st for the next crawl. Thank you.
When are we going to be doing demooping in Pennsylvania, or is this all going to be in Jersey City?
We're working on that.
Probably, yeah, we're working on that. We're working on moving our storage from Pennsylvania so we don't have to go up to Pennsylvania.
Okay. And there is a monstrous amount of costumes in a shipping container in Colorado, too.
There are more costumes all over the place. Is the headline okay for all the zoo people? All right, pods.
All right, pods. Sam.
Hey, Sam.
How do I switch slides?
The person controlling the camera wasn't paying attention.
How you guys doing? I am Sam. I'm co-leading pods with Rishi Malhotra, who unfortunately had to leave early. But I'll make him do the next installation. You guys will get to know him. So this is going to be kind of an intro because we haven't really kicked off yet, but as well as an update. So first of all, what is a pod? None of these above. It's not edible, but in kind of spatial terms, it's like your allotted space under a KK shade structure that you can set up your tent inside. So it's really like our dormitory, our kind of barracks, our living quarters. It comes with a roof, a sidewall, and a power drop, and that's really about it. And then a little less spatially, it's the people you share it with. So beyond that, it's an opportunity to kind of collaborate on a much smaller scale. So typically it's a group of like 15 to 20 people. Our camp in the past has been like 200 people, so it's really difficult to get to know that many people in the course of a week. So this is an opportunity to really kind of like create a much smaller community, build something collaboratively, and get to know those people. As well as kind of build your domestic space for the burn. Like the burn is a really chaotic, crazy place, and for me personally, like having a kind of comfortable home situation to come back to and kind of decompress is really important for my mental health, basically. So I encourage you guys to do the same. And then beyond that, it's an opportunity to kind of like harken back to the principles: self-expression, participation, inclusion, self-reliance, etc. These things should be semi-familiar to you at this point. All right, so I'll start with camp leads. I'll rearrange my slides. So kind of what we're looking for at this point is people who are interested in potentially leading a pod. Me and Rishi are going to be kind of the overall pod leads. Like we'll interface with these people, but we're looking for people who are interested in kind of forming a group. This is a very collaborative effort. It's not like you have to design this thing and then people will come to you. We really want you to build it with kind of your immediate burn group. But basically what pod leads will do is they will be the kind of like collection gather point for their pod. They're going to collect info from their campers like tent size, ticket status, whether you paid camp dues or not, your arrival dates, etc. They'll kind of give that all back to me and Rishi, and we'll kind of collect that in a centralized space. We're going to know who's in a pod already, who's still looking for a pod, etc. And then you as an individual kind of pod mate, your duty is basically to find a pod A. So, and then we really want you to kind of collaboratively build this with your pod lead. So this is an opportunity to start thinking about like, what do you want in your domestic space in terms of lighting, in terms of furniture, in terms of, do you want to build a lounge? Do you just want to set up tents? Do you want this to be an exercise in just cost sharing and kind of reducing what you guys as a group need to bring to the burn, it's all up to you. Some people in the past have treated this as almost like a mini camp exercise, and some pods have actually gone on to become camps in and of themselves. So it's up to you guys how you kind of approach that.
One quick analogy that I think might be helpful. I don't know if this is working. Think of your pod as like a floor of your dorm in college. So you have like a common lounge that everybody shares. You might share some resources. And it's people that you see every day. It's people that you feel comfortable with, that you can knock on their door if you need something. It's people that you feel safe with, that you sort of like have similar lifestyle choices with. Like if you're a day burner or a night burner, you can sort of like pod with people who are kind of like you, your friends, or people who just sort of align with your way of seeing the world. So think of it kind of like that.
Absolutely. Yeah, and these are the people who kind of, you watch each other's back, like things like dehydration on playa, like I've fainted multiple times there, and like you gotta kind of like watch people's back, and occasionally like one of your campmates is gonna get a little peaked and weird, and like we really want you watching out for each other. Also, in a camp of 200 people, it's really, you meet new people the last day you're there. It's hard to tell who's in your camp and who's not, so this is kind of like an opportunity to know your immediate pod. Like if somebody random walks off of kind of Esplanade and into our living space, like you'll know and you'll be able to deal with that. Go.
If we bring our own lag screws, do we have to also bring our own impact drivers for our tents?
I would say you should, yes.
Repeat the question so they can hear it.
If you bring your own lag screws, which I believe are kind of like circular bolts for staking a tent, should you bring your own impact driver, which is like a power tool? I would say yes, just because we want as many as possible, but yeah. There's always a shortage of like stake drivers and stuff like that.
I gotta stay near you so that we can hear me. We have like big impact. We have big impact drivers for like rebar, but I don't necessarily know if that's gonna be. They're probably gonna be like way too big for your tent stakes. So yeah, that's not something that we tend to have a reason to have.
So yes. See a question next door.
Could RVs be part of a pod, or is there a separate section?
That's a great question that I have not parsed out yet.
So just to repeat the question here, the question was, can RVs be part of a pod? And the answer is yes. So the way that we map out the eventual camp layout, the RVs have to be in a specific location alongside the fire lane, but the RV campers are in a part of a pod just in the same way as a tent camper is.
Along those lines, what is your recommendation of RV versus camp versus, you know?
We can talk about that afterwards, but I'm a tent person for life.
You can afford one, great, but
exactly. That's what it boils down to, honestly. Exactly. We will kind of develop a little more of this information as we go. So with questions like that, reach out to us on Slack or email. We'll put a pin in it and we'll get you an answer eventually. So to continue on that, you're responsible for the principles there. One of the tenets of kind of being a pod member is obviously leave no trace. Like our living space is part of the camp in general. It's that responsibility really falls to us as a pod. Like nobody on move shift is going to be coming into your kind of living quarters and cleaning it up. So that's up to us specifically. Yeah, so in terms of like how to get involved from here, if you're interested at all in leading a pod, please reach out to us. We obviously, having experience at the burn is a huge plus. Having experience with KK is even bigger plus, but we're not going to like set that limit. If you're interested in leading a pod, please reach out. This could be a collaborative effort. More than one person could do it. I think we're going to say, for our sake of communication, boiling it down to kind of one contact person, but if you guys want to share a role like this, please reach out. So it's an open call, and at very least start talking to each other. If you have pod ideas, bounce them off each other, bounce them off us, and we're excited to work with you guys.
Pod name.
Sorry?
Start with the pod name.
Exactly. Pod name, pod theme. Like, people take it seriously. Sometimes it's like I said, it can be about cost sharing. You don't have to have a theme. It could be about just kind of like minimizing what you guys want to spend. If you guys want to be Jeff Goldblum pod, by all means, go for it, and we will support you. And yeah, So reach out to me. Our emails are at the bottom, or Rishi, who's not here. We're both on Slack as well. If you guys are not on Slack, get on there, reach out, and we would love to talk to you.
Okay. There.
Sam Powers. Some variation of that.
Thank you. There are two other things that I would add to this. Number one, do you have a ticket? Do you need a ticket to be able to start talking about pods? Nope. You should start talking about what pod you're in, regardless of whether or not you have a ticket. You got to start figuring this stuff out. Again, it goes back to plan like you're going to go. The second thing is, if I am a pod lead, does that mean that I automatically get a ticket? Nope. We do not have enough tickets to be able to just automatically do that. That is definitely a contribution, and we appreciate it, and it is something we definitely encourage and will definitely be factored in. That is not necessarily enough to be considered mission critical. Pod leads are a great addition. We do need that to happen, but that doesn't necessarily put the camp together. It's just a numbers issue, so I just want to be upfront about it. Kitchen.
Love you, Scott.
I love you all.
Look at that beauty.
I'm going to give the cameragraphers a little work here. Hey, everyone. All right, so, kitchen. What are we doing? What do we need help with? We are in the segment of right now jumping into the most beautiful part of any kitchen project, the brainstorming. What are we going to prepare? What are we going to serve? Arepas, pollo con carne, pasta. I don't know. Literally, the sky's the limit. We're going to rise to the level of mediocrity. And then if somebody pushes it forward, and I believe that the team can do it, we will do it. Okay? The most important thing, first and foremost, luckily for all those people, wonderful people who went to the MOOP in Jersey, we have discovered a lot of things that have happened during the period between now and Loveburn with all our beautiful kitchen materials.
Beautiful mold.
And it's beautiful mold. It's not pretty, okay? But so ideally, if you want to be someone who is, again, asking, how can I help? How can I participate? Want to help with the kitchen? I could really use some volunteers to come with me too over there, make an inventory of what materials we have, and either on spot bleach some good stuff or take it home and bleach it, bring it back together as a kitchen. Ray and Lisa are going to be over there, and they're going to take an inventory of what we have in storage in Reno, and ideally be able to then factor in what we're going to be needing. And ideally, I'm really looking for some people who are, enthused in cooking, enthused in participating, people who don't mind sweating, who don't mind the heat of the grill in the desert sun. Okay? I need someone who's going to be my sanitation angel and my prep party person. Okay? If you know what the A outside of any restaurant means, come join me. If you know how to chop good food, all right? If you know how to tell really bad jokes, I need you in my kitchen. Please. Clean up, volunteer for a lead shift. I'm also going to talk with acculturation, and I would love to have a night for cava and churros, and then just invite some people, come and meet each other, talk about cooking, talk about kitchen. Just reach out to me specifically on the Slack channel. I'm going to really start developing a lot more plans, but more importantly, I think the next meeting I'm going to have with the people who are interested in kitchen is really hearing about the ideas that they have. Okay? That's pretty much it. Thank you. All right.
Amazing. We love you, Scott. Marry me.
Okay. Thank you, Scott. All right, frontage.
Hello, everyone. Thank you. Forgive my allergies. So we're building a frontage. Thank you. We're building an amazing frontage. If you want to participate with us, get involved in frontage. You don't have to have any previous skills. All you have to do is introduce yourself to me, preferably on Slack or here. And we're going to have an upcoming meeting this week to solidify the frontage design. And we're looking at it as a double-layered design. The first layer is the little black dress that every lady knows you can wear anywhere. at any occasion, you just accessorize it up or accessorize it down. And this is going to constitute the grounding for a frontage that can last throughout all the different themes from Burning Man. And we're looking for this to be New York City centric, New York City what's the word I'm looking for? Something. Landscape, yes, exactly. Something amazing that is 100% New York and that iconic. Thank you. And then on top of that, we're going to do the second layer, which is the layer that is going to involve the theme of this year, which is surrealism. Dreams awaken in our mind. It's going to take us into that beautiful journey. So everybody is welcome. Join Slack. Find me there. Have a good one.
I can speak. Do you know music and lighting?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so our music and lighting person, Gene, is not able to be here today, so I'm just going to do a little update on his behalf. So basically, music and lighting is a critical part of camp, and it's a really interesting way to get involved in a technical sense. And as we get closer to the burn, there will be more specific opportunities to get involved. But for now, what we really need to do is figure out, basically get an inventory of all of our sound and lighting equipment. So the first task that we need someone to help us with is going to the Jersey City storage and getting all of our equipment and bringing it to Max in Connecticut, who will be making sure that it is in working order and cleaned and ready to go. So that is something that that is sort of the first order of business for the lighting and sound.
Do they have to drive it to Connecticut, or do they just drive it to Veronica's and then Max will pick it up from there?
Either way, that's driving it to Brooklyn is also an
Veronica's
option.
is in Brooklyn. So
Yeah, okay,
it
okay.
is not driving to Connecticut.
Okay.
It is driving to Brooklyn.
Driving to Brooklyn. Sorry about it. More opportunities and more information about lighting and sound to come as we get closer.
Okay. We're rounding the corner here, guys. Pop-up events and camp relations. So, Jax, we don't have a video from you. We can try to put you on the audio. I do not know if this is going to work. We're going to give it a try. Let me think about how to do this. Okay, I'm going to put this on mute. And then...
We love Jax.
Unmute. Let's see. And then let's go to stop sharing and... Jax, or...
Where's your Francis? Why is he yawning? Stop yawning, John Francis.
Spotlight. Okay. Wait.
1, 2,
Can you tell Jax to start talking and see if we can hear him?
Start talking.
I can hear you. Can you hear me? Okay. I'm glad, and I hope that this continues to work. Sorry that we didn't have a relations video. Our team is still kind of figuring out when we can all meet so that we can continue to move forward. But really, if anybody has any other ideas for pop-up events that you would like to do, please reach out to us. Like Alyssa mentioned, we did the drag show, we did the burlesque show last at Lovebird. They were really great. Our team has already gotten really excited about one possible event that we're going to do. I know Alyssa saw this in the Slack, but it's like a burner Monopoly that looks really, really, really fun. If anybody wants to see a draft of this Monopoly board, it was Mars, I believe, her name is. She created, and she put all of this time into creating this really, really dope Monopoly board. So we might bring Monopoly to the playa, and when I say might, it looks like very likely that we will bring Monopoly to the playa. Other than that, I have been talking specifically to Black Burner Project and the multicultural the BIPOC community, which is a neighborhood on Playa that is growing. And so I'm looking for opportunities for us to host our stage to them. So camp relations, pop-up events, same name, they keep getting used and interchanged. So if you hear one, it's the same thing. Camp relations, pop-up events. If you'd like to help us plan events with our camp or with other camps, it's a really great opportunity to just bring some spice to costume call, what it is that we normally do. So please reach out to me. we'll have more solidified ideas at our next meeting about what you guys can see and get excited for. So I think that's it.
Amazing. Thank you, Jax.
All right, I think. Okay, all right. So, all right, now I think Jax can hear it. Can you hear us now? Okay. Yes. Okay. All right. Can you the camera?
Can you guys
the camera?
hear us?
Texting men. The camera. Can you hear us? Okay. By the way, when we were talking about that camper, the virgin who went to LaBurn and became mission critical in his first year with us, it was him.
Jack. Yes. We love you, Jack.
So this is just another sort of indication of this is a level playing field in doing stuff. All right. Thank you, Jax. We love you. Oh, yeah, that's it.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much for participating, being part of it. If you have questions, please hang out. I can't emphasize enough, get engaged on social media, get engaged on the Slack. It is going all day. We're constantly talking, answering questions. Please be in touch about it. We want to know you. We want to hear from you. We want to all get to know each other. So please do not be a stranger.
I think we should also maybe are there any group questions that somebody wants to ask before we wrap it? Anything you're wondering about, stuff that we haven't been super clear on, stuff that you're worried about, anything?
Is there a Brooklyn block party?
Do you love us?
Is there a Brooklyn Block Party? Yes. Do you love us? Yes, we definitely love you. Anything else? Okay, I'm happy we're in.
Does anybody
We'll be
online
that Fenty thing in the trash cans?
have
Absolutely. Daft Punk will be at the trash cans. Are you kidding? Come on. It's Burning Man. Especially this year, of all years. You know what's really funny? It probably actually will happen this year, just because this year. Yeah, just because this year. And that's a really long-running Burning Man joke, by the way. Okay, great. Last thing I'll say is that this event is also a Leave No Trace event, by the way. So we could ask the bar to send up somebody to bus all of our drinks and clean up the tables and do all the things they usually do. But we don't. We specifically tell them not to do that. The reason why we tell them not to do that is because we want you to get used to this. We want you to understand that Burning Man is a Leave No Trace event, and we expect you to do that as it is expectation as a camper. So we're watching. So please take your drinks downstairs, clean up after yourselves, leave this place exactly as we found it, pristine. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone. All right.